Each one of us has to check whether we have true love for Baba, because when we have true love for Baba, it has many benefits. Baba will, so that on the basis of that true love, our sins will be absolved. We will go back home and we will also become the masters of heaven. But let's talk about this true love. So you see that in the world we say we love a person, we love this one or that one. And we have always thought about loving human beings, but we have never thought about loving Baba or loving God. And even if, in bhakti, people talk about love for God, it is usually about singing hymns and praises and, dancing and celebrating in God's love. But in this confluence age, Baba comes and reveals himself to us. And the love that we have is based on recognition, and it is also based on realization of how much Baba loves us. So this is kind of a reciprocal love, because as we realize the love that Baba has for us more and more, we also start having love for Baba. Am I right? Yes. So this love is based on realization and also recognition. So you see that in the world also, why do you love your parents? Because you know they are your parents. And you don't find reasons to love them. You love them because they are who they are. And similarly, when Baba comes, Baba tells us that you are a soul and I am your mother, father, teacher, Satguru. I am your friend, guide. I am your, so I am your beloved. I am everyone to you. So I am there in all relationships with you. So when we recognize that, we love Baba, because we understand that, in those relationships, Baba is performing his role. So based on that recognition, we have love for Baba. And then there is a love which is based on realization of how much Baba loves us. And this I feel very strongly about this factor called realization of somebody's love, because in this world where, it's all about being over expressive, and it's all about, showing love or flaunting love, it takes a very good eye to recognize true love. And true love is seldom recognized in this body conscious world. And we usually don't have the intellect or the understanding to recognize true love. We usually fall for the one who shows they love us, but they don't really love us. And we don't recognize who really loves us. Does that make sense to you? So we don't have that discernment to understand who loves us really and truly. And you see that there's this one Mata, and she used to tell me that I tell my child to get up in the morning, I tell him to study, I do everything for him so that, I can enable him to be a better person, to be responsible for himself. But my child hates me. And my sister, she always speaks very sweetly to my child and always gives shelter to his bad habits. and my child loves my sister very much, and my sister is kind of manipulating him into doing wrong things. So she was telling me that does the child not have the discernment to understand that my sister is fooling him and I am the one really loving him? So I said, I don't know whether, these days the intellect has that kind of capacity to discern, because depleted souls are very well known for their lack of capacity for good discernment and decision making. So similarly, Baba says that it requires some awakening, some functionality of the intellect to even understand and realize how much Baba loves us. And Baba tells us that, can you see that in my love I am giving you, I am nurturing you, sustaining you every day, every moment, and I am empowering you, I am enriching you, nourishing you. But do you recognize that? Because sometimes, children don't even appreciate the fact that Baba gives us a Murli daily. And just think about yourself. Can you give somebody a Murli daily? Can you write, however much you love somebody, can you write a 3-page letter or a 4-page letter to that person every day? So, it's not possible. But look at Baba's love. Baba, every day from his knowledgeful Trikaldarshi stage, he writes for his children every day. He sends that message for his children every day. And he teaches us absolutely and prepares us absolutely for everything that we are going to face. Baba says, I do not intervene in the law of karma. I cannot intervene in the law of karma, but I teach my children, I empower my children, I prepare my children to overcome Maya at every step. I kind of lay out the whole path for you so that you can tread and reach your destination. So just think about how much sustenance Baba is giving us, and Baba is the one who is always available for you. It's not like maybe, I may not turn my attention towards Baba even once in 24 hours, but all those 24 hours, Baba is available for me. As soon as I turn my attention, I receive Baba's love, Baba's peace, Baba's happiness. And just think about somebody being available for you always. Can you be available for somebody always? Yes. So if somebody, let's say somebody ignores you for 5 hours, will you be available for that one for the 6th hour? I don't know whether for the 6th minute also you will be available, because these days the condition is such that somebody doesn't, so you're sitting and somebody doesn't look at you for 5 minutes, and then you are in such a hurry to get up and walk away from that place, because you don't want to be available when that person wants to have you, right? So that's the kind of emptiness we are in. But Baba is always available for his children. And just think about how much of so the fact that Baba gives us a murli every day, or Baba is always there for us. If I turn my attention, Baba is not gone. Baba, it's not like today Baba is on a holiday, and today if you remember Baba, you don't get his power. It's not like that. Baba is always available. And just think about how Baba also gives us, Baba prepares instrument teachers and classes, and sometimes I think about it is not humanly possible for any person to take up the responsibility of the seva that Baba gives. So, but Baba prepares souls, so that they can. So it's all Baba gives the strength, the support, the understanding. Baba gives everything to the Nimit souls also, so that they can be available for us. And Baba takes care that we have a system in place, and we have centers, and we have this whole structure in place where we can always receive sustenance. And look at Baba's marvel that even during COVID, when the whole world was lost about what to do, Baba gave sustenance to children who were already in recognition of Baba, and Baba also gave his sustenance to those children who did not recognize Baba. And Baba did everything he could to remove the sorrow and give happiness to children. Again, children made their choice, but Baba didn't make a choice. Baba didn't say that, okay, in this area there will be no seva. No, in every place, Baba gave an opportunity for children to come and take the happiness, take the peace in times of peacelessness and unhappiness. But do we recognize, do we even think about, and the fact that Baba comes from the soul world and sits in an impure body, impure world, it's such a big, if you think about it, such a big tyag. It's such a big, act of humility on part of Baba to be doing that. And just think about how even Brahma Baba is waiting for us to get ready, and he's just waiting in the subtle regions for us to get ready and go with him. So when we realize how much Baba loves us, and just think about how much of acceptance Baba has for us. Yes, so Baba has cared for us, that we can see, but how much of acceptance Baba has for us. And you see, every child has a different speed. So, we are all different children, and every child has a different speed of, we have different buddhi and we have different pace. So, we understand differently, we do things at our own pace, and Baba never compares. Baba, and you see, when a Lokik parent has two children and they have different buddhi and different pace, which is how the drama is designed, you immediately start comparing. You start saying, you're not like your brother or you're not like your sister. But look at Baba's level of acceptance, and you see that every child feels accepted and loved from Baba. So, even maybe, you can, no human can make you feel the way Baba makes you feel. You see, maybe even a human being, when you come into the Brahmin family also, maybe somebody will make you feel that, you are somebody who comes once in 5 days, or you're not regular, or you're not doing enough. So, they may look at you differently, but Baba, no. Every child of Baba feels that Baba loves me the most, and Baba accepts me the most. And, when I listen to, so there are children, and Baba says, there are children who never could meet Brahma Baba, even when he was in Sakar form. They could never go to Madhuban. They only lived in their own place, and they just remembered Baba, and Baba even appreciates them in the Murli. Yes, Baba says, okay, these are my bandhele bache, or children who are not able to go out because of restrictions in the household. And Baba even sends his love to those children. And this is the beautiful thing about Baba, that and even in and I have seen that when we used to go for Baba Milan, and Baba used to descend in Gulzar Dadi's body, and there would be 20,000, 25,000 souls in that hall. But everybody would feel like Baba is looking at me and giving me the drishti. And that was a wonder how you could be sitting right at the back, where physically you understand, according to the laws of physics, Baba can't see you, but you feel like Baba is constantly looking at me and speaking the Murli. And that's the kind of that's how much Baba can reach out to children, and every child feels like this. And there are times when if and I'm telling you, in the Brahmin family also, not every soul has that drishti. So in the Brahmin family also, sometimes you will feel like maybe I'm not doing enough, or maybe Baba doesn't love me enough because I'm not doing as enough as Baba says. But when you sit before Baba, you never have that feeling. Baba always appreciates you for what you do. And this is something that when you recognize, you can't help but reciprocate that love with love. And I think, love for Baba grows continuously with this realization of how Baba is really the ocean of love, and how Baba loves us absolutely. So this is something. And then when we recognize that Baba is my father, and so we children, we have been seeking love in various relationships for the last 5,000 years. Yes, so we have been seeking a father who makes us ever happy, but the father is not able to do that. We are seeking a mother who loves unconditionally, but that also doesn't happen absolutely. We are seeking a teacher who has answers to everything, but we don't get that teacher. So I remember there was this one conversation that I was having with one sister, and she's a psychiatrist. So she was telling me that the condition of the mind has a deep connection with what happens to you from childhood. So, your parenting and the process you go through, all that has a bearing on the condition of your mind. And then I asked her, but we see instances of people who were just abandoned after birth. So, you see that some people are just left in the orphanage as soon as they are born. And even while living in the orphanage, these children manage to become very, noble people in society. And their hearts are not wounded, and they are doing well for themselves. So I asked her, how does that happen if parenting and all of these things matter? Then she said, you see, sister, no science, whether it is psychology, whether it is medicine, whether it is engineering, there is no science which can absolutely explain everything and absolutely find solutions. This is why we come to Baba. And when you come to Baba, you understand that we have had a journey of 84 births, and all of those factors, all of that which we are carrying, determines what's happening in the present. So it cannot be explained by the present factors alone. And you see, Baba makes us understand everything. Baba makes us have answers to everything. and he's the supreme teacher. And I don't know whether, and I'll give you one more example of this thing about Baba giving us answers to everything. So there's this one brother, and he was, some days back, he had visited the center, and he asked me a question. He said, "This question I've been living with for the last 20 years, and I want an answer to this. And if you give me the answer, I'll take the course." So I said, "I'm not desperate for you to take the course, but anyways, I would like to help you to find an answer. So if it's possible, I'll give you the answer." So then he told me that, so he described a situation. He said that he was working in a company and he had a colleague, and that colleague was a female colleague, and that female colleague was, always having a disturbed mind. She was going through depression, and he said, we didn't understand depression in those days, so we just said she was very moody. So she was always behaving very erratically and in a moody way. And then he said that I was a gentleman, I talked to everybody, and I was nice to everybody. And then what happened is, one evening she called me and she said, "Brother, you come and pick me up from this place. Yes, and I'm standing here, you pick me up from this place, and otherwise, if you don't come and pick me up, I'll commit suicide." So he said that, I couldn't think about anything at that time, because if at all she commits suicide, then my number would be the last dial number and I would be in trouble. So I took my driver and I went there and I picked her up. And then she said that, "I don't have a place to stay, so just make me stay somewhere for 2 days." And my wife was not a very understanding person, so I knew that I couldn't take her home. So, and I couldn't book a hotel in my name and keep her also. So what I did is, I was a trustee in a temple, and I went to that temple, took her to that temple, and I said, "You give her some lodging for 2 days and keep her." And so that's the arrangement I made for her. And then what happened is, these other trustees of the temple, they informed my house, they informed my wife, and because they informed my wife from that day onwards, she stopped talking to me, and for 17 years she didn't talk to me. And later she died also, and her last words were, "You cheated on me." And he said that, "I don't know what happened and what was my mistake, and I kept explaining and it never got solved." And he said, "I don't understand what was my wrong karma there. I understand that if you don't do something wrong, you don't get something wrong. So what was my wrong karma there? I have failed to understand. Or is it that, people who do right things suffer?" So he was asking that question, and I told him that Baba says that whenever you acted under the influence of vice, that is a vikarma, and why you picked up that lady from there was because of fear. Yes, so the seed of your whole karma was fear. Why you picked her up was because of fear. Why you didn't take her home was because of fear. And if you act out of fear, it's never going to give you a good result. And someday or the other, it's going to stab you in the back. So this is why, sometimes we fail to understand that the seed of our karma, whether it is ego, whether it is, and in body consciousness, all the seeds that we sow are of vikarma. Sometimes we are acting out of ego, sometimes anger, sometimes selfish interest, sometimes fear, and as is the seed, so is the fruit. And this is why Baba says that I make you understand everything that there is in the world. And Baba says, people love their teachers. How many of you still wish your school teachers on, Teachers' Day and stuff? So there are children who do that until now. Even if you are 40 or 50 of age of the body, you still wish your school teachers. Why? Teacher and student is a very lovely relationship. And Baba says, I'm your supreme teacher. I teach you that which nobody teaches you. And I am your Satguru. I really take you into liberation and liberation in life. I am not that guru who you go to, but he leaves you behind. No, I will take you with me to liberation and liberation in life. And Baba says, I am your friend also. And what do you want your friend to do? Just listen non judgmentally. Yes, that's what friends do. And Baba says, you can have any conversation with me and I don't judge you. So that's the friendship I have with you. And I will also always guide you for the best. So that's the friendship you have with me. So Baba says, when you start recognizing that this is my true father, the father who will make me ever happy, my true mother who gives me unconditional sustenance always, my true teacher, true Satguru, true friend, yes, then you start having that love for me. So I think, love for Baba is a very it's a very new thing, and it's not something that we have had for the whole cycle. So Satyug, Treta Yug, there is no understanding of God, and then from Copper Age also, this is not the kind of love you have for God. But in this Sangam Yug, our love for Baba is based on recognition and realization. And as that deepens, then as the recognition deepens, as the realization deepens, because Baba tells us that, in order to imbibe anything that Baba is doing for us, we need a pure buddhi. And since our buddhi is corrupted by Maya, so it takes a while for us to have good yoga and purify our buddhi so that we can have accurate recognition and realization about who Baba really is. And when we have that, then we have this deep love for Baba. And in that true love, what is the sign of a child's true love? So when you start having true love for Baba, then that true love is, so people say love is blind. And yes, then you have, this, so you're very open-eyed, but then your love for Baba is like the love of the blind. You never have second thoughts about Baba's directions. You completely surrender to Baba. That is the kind of love you start having, and in that love there is complete surrender, there is complete adherence to, you surrender everything. You surrender your buddhi, you surrender your time, energy, your life, your mind, body, wealth, everything to Baba. And when you do that, then Baba says, this true love makes you go across, you go to the sweet home, you go to heaven, have a good position in heaven, and also all your sins are absolved, because Baba is the purifier. And when we have the strong relationship with Baba, then we become pure. So this is what Baba talks about, true love, and having true love with Baba in Sangam Yuga. And then Baba also talks about happiness today. And who are the children who can really feel happiness? So Baba says for happiness you need anasakt vritti. Anasakt vritti means an attitude where you are free from the desires and attractions of the old world. Because you see, this old world is a place which can just suck away your happiness. So if you have attachment with the old world, then you can never be happy. So you see that in the law of the old world is everything is constantly disintegrating. So nothing is permanent and everything is degrading day by day. And things are not getting better, they are getting worse day by day. And if you have attachment in this old world, then you can never be happy, because every time something is degrading, something is, changing, then you feel a sense of loss. And that sense of loss takes away your happiness. So you need this completely detached buddhi from the old world if at all you want to experience happiness in Sangam Yuga. Then Baba says desires in the old world. If you have desires in the old world, desires are just going to make you very tired running after them. So Baba says you can have attainments, but if you have desires, then you will keep running after that desire and it will only take away your happiness and make you very tired. So Baba says don't have any idea in the old world that I want this, or I want this to happen like this, or I want my child to be like this, or I want my spouse to be like this. Baba says no desire. If you have any desire, you can never be happy in the old world. And then Baba says that the third thing is, in order to create happiness, have spiritual conversations with yourself. What is a spiritual conversation with yourself? Spiritual conversation means when the soul talks to itself about the spiritual journey that I have had. And I, the Brahmin soul, have had the best journey. And Baba describes it in the Murli as, I have been a hero actor in all the different yugas. So just think about when you're in the soul world, where are you sitting? Closest to Baba's heart. When you're in Satyug, you are having everything, you are the one who has every power, every virtue, and every attainment that's possible in the world. When you come to the copper age, who are you? You are the one who built temples for God and who have a very good life of devotion. So you're the best Bhagat. So, and when Baba comes, he's the one who holds your hand first and he takes you across. So Baba says, in all the different ages, you are the hero actor. You are the one who has the best. And when you churn about that, you will be filled with a lot of pride and happiness about who you are. So have spiritual conversations with yourself. And then fourth thing Baba says about maintaining happiness is, be a karm yogi, do everything in Baba's remembrance. Because you see, when you operate in the world and you do things in body consciousness, then you lose your energy. But when you do everything in Baba's remembrance, then it's like using the mobile while it's attached to the charger. Yes, so when you use your mobile while it's attached to the charger, then instead of the charge getting depleted, you see that the charging is happening faster than the depletion. And when you finish your work, you see that the work was also done and you got recharged also. And I remember Janki Dadiji used to always say that people talk and get tired, but when I talk about Baba and about Gyan and I do seva, I get more and more peaceful. I get more and more happy. I get more and more recharged. Why? Because I'm connecting to the ocean of peace and talking. I'm connecting to the ocean of love and talking. So while doing the karma, I'm getting recharged also. I'm becoming more peaceful, more joyful, more loveful. So Baba says that this is what you do to keep your happiness intact. Think about your whole journey, have spiritual conversation with yourself, do everything in Baba's remembrance, and have no desire and no attachment to the old world. Then you can be constantly happy. Try this today and write your chart, submit it in the night. Could you maintain your happiness constantly? Okay, Om Shanti.